Enterprises have long realized that with the speed of market shifts and technology changes, that the need to be nimble and adapt quickly is paramount to their survival. Many organizations have moved to lean and agile frameworks in some form or another, but are at odds with their existing constructs, getting buried in a sea of buzzwords. So which framework is right for your organization? That's a more difficult question to answer, as there are pros and cons to any approach to change. Some frameworks are simple and lightweight, but are difficult to scale. Others are well structured, but can be rigid and overwhelming to implement. If you're just looking to launch a value stream, agile program, or lean product organization, we're going to cover the base elements for success. Let's start with the basic building blocks. When launching a lean agile product or program, you need to have three things in mind: a vision, team or set of teams, and an evaluation construct. Everything starts with a vision. The intention is to thread the enterprise strategy and goals through your teams, which helps keep priorities focused and teams connected to the bigger picture. To have a vision, you need to know your value proposition, the objectives to achieve and measure outcomes, and clarity on what you're intending to deliver. We're going to start with value streams. A value stream is simply a flow of value. It's how the enterprise makes money. If you're a retailer, you may generate demand through marketing, then sell your manufactured goods via your own stores, chains, and online. If you're a software company, you might be selling subscriptions or digital goods. Here, we're talking about the flow and steps from the time a customer gets engaged to a transaction that results in value or revenue. At the high level, there's usually some kind of enterprise value stream, basically how the company makes money overall. While there may be multiple operational value streams for different products, customer groups, supply chains, and channels of sale. When launching a product or program, we'd focus at the sub-level, or how does your particular stream of value contribute to the larger enterprise value stream? Understanding this flow of value is a key focus that will help prioritize what needs to be built, optimized, or sunset in the context of this value flow. Second, let's take a look at objectives. This answers the question of why are we here? Your enterprise likely has objectives in place and ways to measure them. Anything from breaking into new markets, growing existing market share, or becoming the industry beacon that competitors want to emulate. Enterprise objectives usually have metrics associated with them, some way to measure whether desired outcomes are being met. We usually call these key results. In a value stream or program launch, you can set your own objectives, so long as you tie them back to your enterprise goals. What's important here is to ensure that your objectives are clear, measurable, and few. It's tempting to go after everything at once, but if you limit yourself to just 3, you'll be able to keep your initiatives focused. Features are the more tangible increments of value that you deliver into your customers' hands. This is the opportunity to narrow down what customers want and get their feedback fast. Features and their performance in the wild help provide indicators on where to move and whether to invest or pivot. Moving to our second building block. Teams are the vehicle for delivering value. We need to know what our teams are capable of and arrange them in a way that supports flow. Empowering your teams is perhaps the most crucial, yet overlooked aspect of value flow. It's best to have teams on some kind of unified schedule or predictable cadence. Whether they're iterating on a fixed time box like a sprint or working in a Kanban flow, it's best to have predictable checkpoints for teams to deliver, reflect on that delivery for improvement, and sync up when needed. To keep the flow of value moving and communication channels open, you can collect your iterations in a larger time box, usually referred to as a program increment. If you have multiple teams working together on large initiatives, aligning the time boxes with the same start and end helps keep the teams together and avoid unnecessary conflicts and distractions. In order to set up teams for success, their capabilities need to be understood. No value stream is sustainable unless teams have input in how much volume they agree to take on at any given time. Pressuring teams to do more than what's reasonable is a recipe for disaster, and you'll soon see quality suffer and team burnout. When teams are given the autonomy to limit how much comes into their funnel at any given time, they can deliver with quality and reflect on how to take on more with less over time. Put capacity into the hands of teams and give them the space to thrive. Another crucial component of team success is setting up and supporting flow of value. Teams need the autonomy to be able to arrange themselves in a cross-functional way that lets them reduce dependency and handover. Avoid the temptation to assign your team arrangements. A simple examination and collaboration with the teams on how they work will help them organize themselves for optimum flow. Your team members are knowledge professionals, and they know what they're doing. Some teams may be focused more on new features, while others may be focused on services that other teams consume. The focus here should be to avoid functional silos while encouraging frequent communication and collaboration. Your team's input is going to be critical to their success and the success of your initiatives. Our final building block is having an evaluation mechanism in place. This is where cycles complete and influence the direction of your initiative. How's your program doing? If we have objectives and measurable outcomes, those indicators help inform decisions on the program. If your program is meeting or exceeding your measure outcomes, that's a relatively clear indicator that more investment, enhancement, and value extraction is warranted. If the program isn't yielding the results you expected, what can you take from the learnings? Do the assumptions need to change? Perhaps something new emerged that can be used to improve the direction. Rest assured, if your program isn't yielding expected outcomes, a change is going to need to be made. If you're continuing to invest in your initiative, the time to optimize is always now. Improving quality, speed of delivery, and reducing cycle times are all factors that play into extracting more value and meeting customer needs. Team retrospection and some space for continuous improvement will encourage innovation. If teams are able to deliver faster with more quality, costs naturally fall. The focus needs to be on letting teams innovate to help support better outcomes. As you get feedback from your customers and your team, adjustment is inevitable. In lean agile initiatives, constant change is the norm and encouraged. Sure, you might have a multi-year roadmap, but those are usually made at a time when we know the least. In order to meet customers and the market where they're at, we need to be willing to make adjustments, including priority of features and investment decisions. Regardless of the framework you choose, these very simple steps are the heart of what makes launching a lean agile initiative exciting and successful. As you can see, the building blocks are pretty simple and straightforward. Know what you're delivering, empower your teams, and evaluate to make better decisions that meet your customers' needs. In future videos, we'll be deep diving into each one of these building blocks with examples and approaches. If you'd like to get started on your own lean agile journey, feel free to visit us at PTech Solutions. Sign up for a free initial consultation. Coaching on demand is also readily available for a tailored approach to your context. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.